Welcome. I am so glad that you decided to take the key. That world, that party that you imagined, it exists. And the key to that world is a sexual awakening. And a sexual awakening is discovering parts of yourself that have always been there, but maybe you just couldn't see. And those parts of yourself align you with your most pleasure-filled life. It's fantastic. And so I'm going to give you the key to that in a moment. But first, I want to talk about who you are. If you're here and you took that key, there's 3 things that I know about you. First is that you have a voraciousness for life. You love to learn, you love to grow. You're on the hunt for truth all of the time. It lives within you and it powers you. The second thing is that you're a visionary. You're creative, you're artistic. There's this life that comes through you when you're creating things, and you have this vision of the world that you know can exist, and you're working to bring it to life. And whether you want to admit it or not, you believe in magic, maybe just a little bit. The third thing, and maybe the most important, is that you believe that sex is a major part of your life, of who you are, of how you express, and you want to feel good about that. There's one more thing that I know about you, and that is that because you were that person, because you're a creative, because you're a visionary and you think outside of the box, that maybe didn't make you always the most favorite person. Perhaps you consider yourself an outsider, a little bit of an outcast, maybe a weirdo, but something about you felt like it didn't quite fit in. Why do I know this? Because I am you. That's been my entire life, where I tried so hard to make myself fit in all of the boxes that I could. I got the job I was supposed to go to. I had the partnership I was supposed to have. I tried to make myself fit into the things that society said I was supposed to do. But I was soulless. I was soulless, and my life meant nothing until I had one of many sexual awakenings, and everything completely changed. But who am I? I mean, who am I? Who the fuck am I to stand in front of you and say all of these things, right? Well, I'm Ayesha. Some people like to call me Smutty. I'm a sexologist and an experience designer. Some people think that I coach people on sex things. But really what I do is I create containers for people to experience themselves fully awakened as the most vibrant, authentic, true versions of themselves. I really feel like my energy, my understanding of sexuality started way back when I was 14. I was exposed to rape. And in that exposure, I learned things about sexual energy that most people take a really long time to understand. And I grew up in a Midwestern household, 2 Muslim parents. I had no one to talk to. And so I became my own resource and my own research center for sexuality and relationships. I talked to everyone I could, learned as much as I could when I was young, and it continued until growing older. That really led me to this understanding and seeking out places where I could be free. And the first place that I saw that happen was in the fashion industry. It looked like everyone was wearing sex on their sleeves. So I graduated from high school. I went to New York City to study fashion in the Big Apple. And I really tried to make sexual wellness part of the conversation in fashion. 8 years supporting multi-million-dollar businesses, trying to have a conversation around sex. But what I realized was that everyone wanted to use sex to sell things, but no one wanted to talk about it. So after 8 years of being told, no, I'm not allowed to do this or say this thing or bring in this product, I said, fuck it. I'm gonna do this myself. And I started gathering hundreds of people into the room, as many strangers as I could, to watch porn and then talk about it. And thus, my official career in sex education began. From there, people started to come to me one-on-one. They wanted to experience something that was particular to them. They wanted guidance particular to them. But I didn't want to do it. I kept telling people no. It wasn't a thing that I was really interested in until I had a friend who really insisted. And that's where the sexologist aspect began. So from there, I've traveled the world. I've hosted events in many cities around the world. I've been in bustle, I've been in men's health, and I've really been dedicated to bringing people to their sexual awakening. Which brings me to the key that I want to give you. The 5 ingredients for a sexual awakening. I want to gift them to you so that you can go and have a sexual awakening on your own. That happens to come out to a really awesome acronym, PEACE. And there are 5 ingredients in that. The first is play. The second is education. The third is awe. The fourth, community. And the fifth, exploration. Now, I have a free masterclass that you can enjoy at your own leisure that takes you through all 5 of those steps, gives you exercises, and shows you how to do them on your own. The last thing that I want to leave you with before I set you on your path to your journey is the invitation to let me guide you on your sexual awakening journey. You can do that in 2 ways. The first is working with me one-on-one. We create a bespoke program for you that's around your sexual awakening to bring you closer to that life of pleasure. The second is my group coaching program called Love Lulu. And what that does is give you a space of community while you're going through your sexual awakening so that you don't have to feel alone. Either way, a sexual awakening is coming to you soon because you took the key, and the key is going to align you with that magnificent life that you just imagined. Thank you for being here with me, and I'm so excited for you.